Hello and good morning. It's Friday and I have so much to tell you about. We're going to do a pick a card because today's energy is going to be pretty wild. In a good way though, but we are going to be challenged by the moon is going to square Uranus in the morning, and overnight the moon will join Mars. So there's a sense as soon as we wake up that maybe we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or maybe we're just a little bit testy or spicy for some reason. But shortly after, like right around like 9-10 a.m., depending on where you are, Mercury joins Neptune. And Mercury is making its way through the very last degrees of Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. So because Mercury represents what we think, our perspective, and how we speak, it's an energy of kind of this sort of peaceful wisdom that could come through today. So what we have in the morning is an energy of being cranky or testy about something. But shortly after, we have an energy of being like, wait a minute, been there, done that, maybe I'll make a different choice. Maybe I'm going to choose inner peace. Maybe I'm going to choose not to engage. Maybe I'm going to follow some sort of healthy coping mechanism or new healthy habit that I have of stress release instead of purging it, for example. So there's an energy of kind of going, wait a minute, I don't have to get sucked into the old patterns. I don't have to repeat any of these unhealthy or potentially toxic behaviors. Let's make different choices. So the energy of Mercury joining Neptune today could bring one of two things. It's an energy of creativity, inspiration, being wise, being psychic, being tuned in. You might find that your psychic abilities are really turned up to the max today. You might find that you're feeling especially creative. But the one potential drawback of Mercury, the messenger, joining up with Neptune, a planet of illusions and fog and dreams, is that we might not actually be thinking very clearly. We might be lost in some sort of illusion. We might be making assumptions. We might be seeing something that's not there. Or, in a positive way, we could be having a great day fantasizing inside of our heads. But definitely just kind of keep in mind, if you feel compelled to fight a battle today, I urge you to take a deep breath and think before you speak, because you might be riled up about something that isn't what you think it is. And I hope that makes sense. So what we've got is a pick a pile for you guys to choose from. Pile 1 is this little piece of rose quartz. Pile 2 is a malachite stone. Ooh, the lighting went funny there. I'm trying to focus on the stone. This is malachite. And the last one is raw garnet. So take a couple deep breaths, see which pile you feel drawn to. If you felt drawn to the rose quartz pile, your card is the Eight of Cups. And in the Eight of Cups, we see someone dressed with this red cloak on. And they're walking away from this stack of cups that sometimes kind of looks incomplete. Sometimes the red cloak represents self-preservation. The moon represents tuning into our emotions and our intuition, and perhaps deciding that the best course of action, our highest or healthiest path, is to walk away from something that potentially we've put a lot of energy or emotions or love into. But at some point, if we realize that the love is not reciprocal, or the situation might be unhealthy or toxic, then at some point we have to preserve our own well-being by walking away or turning our back on something that really isn't in our highest good. So this card, if you chose this one today, it might mean that walking away is better than fighting another battle. If you chose pile 2, the malachite pile, it's this lovely little green stone, your card is the Ace of Pentacles. Now the Ace of Pentacles represents a new beginning manifested in physical form. Sometimes it feels like a gift. Sometimes it feels like fruit that we've picked off of a tree that we babied and nurtured for years and years, and it finally made its first apple, for example. The Ace of Pentacles represents a new beginning that we worked really hard to achieve, and a sense that we can finally see some sort of result from our hard work and our efforts, and we have a clear sign that a new beginning or a new chapter is coming through. It's also a sign that we reap what we sow. And so whatever results we're seeing are an indication of whatever we put into it. I hope that if you chose this card, you're finally seeing the rewards of your hard work. And pile 3, if you chose the garnet today, your card is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is actually a reference to Odin, who hung upside down from the tree of Yggdrasil. And it's a story of achieving enlightenment. It's a story of kind of being downloaded with this spiritual awakening and the runic language being channeled in that moment. This is actually a really significant card that represents the enlightened approach of surrender. He's got his hands behind his back, and it's a sign of surrendering, not overthinking. The head is at the bottom, saying, don't overthink, prioritize your gut, prioritize your heart, feel your way through. This is not a time of action. This is not a time of major decisions. It's a time of sitting back and waiting and seeing what happens, and see if you can kind of look at things from another perspective, or maybe go do a handstand. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I'm Erin, I'm Queen Bee Tarot, and I'll see you tomorrow.